All right, welcome back, guys. What's up? So let's go over the last card really quick, and we'll get into the card that's happening this weekend, Mexico. Really excited for Mexico, actually. There's a lot of really good fighters, a lot of skilled fighters, so I'm excited to see what they have to offer here. Let's just go over the last card. Like I said, we actually did really good. The first couple cards have been horrible for my results, but this one was really good. We had Random Maverick, sniped, Oban Elliott, sniped, Danny Barlow, sniped. He broke his arm in the first round, by the way, and knocked out Quinlan in the third, so that's unreal. Zhang got the first round KO. We called that one. Rinya Nakamura, snipe. Marcos Rogero de Lima. So he ended up fighting the other Tafa brother. I didn't make a video about it, but I had de Lima as well, easily. Like even easier because Junior's takedown defense is even worse. Okay, Amanda Lemos, snipe. And then also we had on the main card, so that's, yeah, we were perfect going into the main card. Hernandez, snipe. Marab, snipe. Ian Gary, snipe. Robert Whitaker, snipe. And unfortunately, well, Whitaker almost got head kicked, and almost got finished. That was funny. Costa looked really good in that fight, so it was a close fight. And then I actually had two main bets that I was riding into the main event. I cashed out the Volkanovski one because I just didn't have faith because I wanted to see him win. So I cashed, it was like $90, and then Ilya Tapuri hit, so we made a 10-leg parlay there that hit as well, which was cool. Okay, on to the next one. This is a really good card. I've been kind of taking a look at it. It's been a busy week, so I didn't get to do too much tape study, but I have a pretty good idea of a lot of these fighters. Okay, first of all, Mohamed Naimov versus Eric Silva. So Eric Silva's a little bit older. He's actually not bad. Like, I don't see him winning this fight. But Mohamed Naimov, I don't really love his cardio, and I also know this. The biggest theme about this card is that it's at elevation. So any card that's at elevation, you see fighters perform differently. They're just not used to the altitude. I don't know, anyone that's ever hiked at altitude understands. Like, I've traveled a lot and been able to hike, luckily, to some cool areas, and I'm telling you, at certain elevations, like, you just don't have your breath. You can train, you can be in good shape. Not that I'm in like the best shape, but I'm in decent shape. I played a lot of sports and stuff, so. You get up to elevation, and it's just, you aren't yourself. Your gas tank is not full. It's very weird. It feels like you can't get your wind ever. Okay, I've played hockey at elevation, and it was like bad. Okay, Victor Altamirano versus Felipe dos Santos. This is one where I have dos Santos pretty clearly. I'm not sure. I haven't seen really the odds on this yet. On the first one, sorry, we're taking Naimov, but I don't think he is as good as people are saying, and I'm pretty sure the odds were way off when I looked. It's been a while. I looked at I looked early in the week, and it's actually Saturday morning right now, so I should have a coffee, but I wasn't able to grab one. Okay, so on to the next one. So yeah, we're taking Naimov, sorry. I didn't like his Contender Series fight. I didn't like the way he looked against Nathaniel Wood, where he got hit, and I just don't love him, but I think Eric Silva's a little bit older, and I don't have confidence in him, especially at this stage in his career. Okay, against someone like Naimov. On to the next one, Altamirano versus Dos Santos. This is one that's going to be, first of all, a great fight. First of all, Dos Santos is a lot younger. He's an exciting fighter. This is one where I really think that he's going to have like a bit of a showing. I'm not sure what the odds are. I should probably check, but I can't because I'm recording audio on my phone. Actually, you know what? I probably can just look it up. Hold on. We have resources here. Let's see. So who... and he fought Salvador before. I had Dos Santos, sorry. Okay, so it looks like the odds are... so Altamirano's the favorite, eh? All right, I got Felipe dos Santos as the dog. That's awesome. I'm just going to go back to their records real quick here. I want to take a look at Dos Santos' last fight there. I know he went to decision against Manel Cap, and I think that's a pretty good look because Cap's a bit of a finisher. Sometimes he can come out a little bit slow, though, so I don't know how much that shows. But, I mean, the fact that he went to decision with someone like that is obviously to be respected. That's a ranked fighter. And he was on short notice, I believe, too. I forget. Okay, so before that, looks like he was in LFA and Brazilian Fighting Series. I don't really know what these are. I mean, I know what LFA is, obviously, but not Brazilian Fighting Series. But I don't know, man. I think he's pretty well-rounded from what I've seen so far. He was supposed to fight Edgar Chairez, who's on this card as well. And I would think that'd be an insanely good fight. I don't know who to pick on that one because I have Chairez later on. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go with the underdog there. I like him, and I think he's young and he's up and coming. And Altamirano is okay, but he can put himself into some bad situations that I don't like the look of. So we're just gonna go on the dog for that one. Onto Luis Rodriguez versus Dennis Bondar. Okay, so Bondar, more of a veteran. He's older. This guy, Luis Rodriguez, is just coming into the UFC, I think. I'm not sure. Let me see here. I don't know this guy. I'll be completely honest. I'm going to check him out. Okay, Luis Lazy Boy Rodriguez. Well, that's not a good look. He's Mexican. He's from Mexico. Obviously, good look to have a couple local fighters on the card for Dana. Really fun to have these Mexican fighters in front of the crowd too, because I'm a huge fan of Mexican people and Mexican food and Mexican culture, and just I really like Mexicans, and I think they're awesome fighters as well. They're really tough. They're super durable, and they have tons of heart, and they just come to fight. So. This kid's 24 years old. Okay, so he's pretty young. That's why I don't really know of him. Has he? Yeah. See, he's never fought in the UFC before. Okay. So when it comes to kids like this, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I don't know much about him. I've never watched any tape on him. I can take a look at his record here. It looks like he lost on the Contender Series in 2020, and then went on a nice streak. He lost by decision to Jerome Rivera, who's in the UFC, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, he is, but he lost 4 in a row. So take that for what it's worth. Oh, he lost to that guy. That's not a not a good look at all. All right, I'm learning about this guy. Lots of finish wins on lower promotions, so that always scares me. Against Dennis Bondar, who's 15 and Dennis Bondar is 19-4. Wait, what? Hold on. Dennis Bondar 14-4. True. Okay. Wait, why does this say 19-4? What is going on here? Lost the verbal. Okay, so he got hurt. Oh yeah, that's right. He popped his arm out or whatever too when he was fighting Malcolm Gordon. I remember that. And then Carlos Hernandez beat him by decision. Otherwise, he's had a bunch of canceled fights. 3 canceled fights in 2021. That's not good. Man, I don't know. Let's just take a look. We might go deadly factor on this one. This guy, Dennis Bondar. Looks a bit deadly. How old is this guy? 31. He's got kids and a wife. His wife and his dude. This guy looks like he's established. He looks like he's like 40. How's he 31? Okay. This guy Luis Rodriguez. Dude, who's the favorite here? Probably Rodriguez. I'm gonna go Dennis Bondar as the underdog, as the more experienced vet. Let's go for it. 2 dogs in a row. Let's go. Oh, you know what? Next one, we're getting on to 3 dogs in a row. So 3 dog night. If you know, you know. Claudio Puelles versus Ziam. I think that Claudio Puelles is going to submit him. I don't know why. I think Ziam just isn't that good. He's doing well until he loses. So I could see him doing well until he gets caught in like a knee bar. Because Claudio Puelles puts everyone in knee bars. Like, even if you beat him. And, the one major thing I've noticed when I watch Claudio Puelles, because I did watch some tape for this one, obviously. Not obviously. I did watch tape for this one, and he's really susceptible to body kicks and body shots. I think that ZM is just a bit soft. I don't know. Maybe I'm just underrating him. I didn't like his performance against Terrence McKinney, even though he was kind of doing well until he got submitted. But as soon as he got on the ground, it looked like he had no chance. He got subbed instantly. I know he's been subbed another time in his career, I saw as well. So I think Claudio Puelles is going to pull a huge upset and submit him and stay in the UFC. That's what I think. Otherwise, I think he might be out because he's lost a few in a row. Although, you fight guys like Dan Hooker, like, those are good fighters. On to the next one. Edgar Chairez versus Daniel De Silva. This is an awesome fight. Okay, so yeah, this is an awesome fight. I don't know what the odds are on this one, but this is this guy's Daniel De Silva. I mean, he's lost 4 in a row. I think. Yeah, he's lost. Okay, he lost to Jeff Molina. Dude, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He lost to CJ Vergara by TKO. He lost to... Oh, wait, yeah, there was, like, a premature stoppage in the Chairez fight. And didn't Chairez, like, have him locked up in a guillotine? Yeah, he had him in, like, that. Yeah, I remember that. And, dude, that same thing's going to happen. De Silva's getting dusted. Absolutely dusted by Chairez. But I think I saw some odds on this one. I actually have some bets on this one. Chairez by TKO in the second. and TKO in the third, and then submission in the second and submission in the third. They're really good odds because I guess they think it's going to happen in the first. So if De Silva can just survive, because I think he can, maybe, who knows. But yeah, that's where I would go as far as that goes, because the money line's a little bit steep, I think, but put him in a parlay, yeah, Chairez for the win for sure. He's a good fighter. I like Chairez. Another Mexican fighter who's real tough. All right, Jesus Aguilar versus Mateus Mendonca. So, dude, this is another dog, I think. Dude, I'm like picking like all dogs. I don't even care. I love it. Jesus Aguilar as a dog. There was a couple reasons that I had for picking this one. First of all, Aguilar I think is a pretty solid fighter, and otherwise I think Mendoza's from like Brazil, right? So a lot of these guys came in late and didn't actually end up getting to Mexico until like probably 10 days ago, which is definitely not going to be good. Okay. What are you guys doing? All right, I just got delivered a coffee, and it is hot as nails and super full, so I got to make sure I don't ruin my MacBook here. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly where I was. I think I was on the Mateus Mendonca versus Jesus Aguilar fight. Yeah, let me quickly go over that. This is super sketch. Okay, yeah, so Mateus Mendonca is, he's lost 2 in a row. He's from Brazil. I was saying that's what I was saying. A lot of these guys that are coming in from different countries haven't been in Mexico at elevation for more than like 10 days, 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Which I don't think is enough to acclimatize, and especially when you're performing at this level, you need a lot of time to actually train at that level before you can actually perform at that level. So this guy's, Mendonca's fighting at a shoot to box in Brazil. He's 10-2. He's lost 2 in a row to Javid Basharat. It's going to happen. And Nate Maness, he got knocked out. So I think Aguilar, if you look at his record, his only losses to Tatsuro Taira recently, in that like triangle armbar, you know what, he got submitted by Tatsuro Taira. Like, it happens. He's a really good fighter. Knocked out Shannon Ross's last time out, and he looked really good. Otherwise, he's been finishing people, well-rounded, different. He's really good on the guillotine. He's got like, at one point, I think he rattled off like 3 guillotines in a row. Hold on. Yeah, look at this. So for his third, fourth, and fifth win, he ripped guillotines on these guys. And look, he guillotined Edgar Chairez. Unreal. Look at that. Small world, isn't it? Anyway, so Jesus Aguilar in front of his home crowd. I'm definitely taking him, and I think he's a dog as well. Let's go. On to the next one, Christian Quinonez. So another dog that I really like in this fight. I'm pretty sure Quinonez is from Mexico as well. Let's just double check that really, really quick. Christian Quinonez. We're going to double check on Christian Quinonez real quick. Yeah, he's from Mexico. He lost to Koho Kang last time. What can you do? He got subbed in the first, but other than that, he was on a really good run. His record overall is really good, 18-4. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he's been KO'd twice and subbed twice. 10 KOs for wins and 3 subs for wins. And he was on a really good streak going from 2020. Actually, yeah, I mean, let's just call it what it is. Christian Quinonez is the younger guy upcoming. He does have some wear and tear on him at 27, to be honest, though. And Raoni Barcelos is the veteran. At this point, I don't think that I can completely trust his durability at that age. And just the way he's kind of looked, he keeps getting hurt in fights, and I don't like when fighters are constantly getting wobbled. I think it's a sign of things to come, and I can see Christian Quinonez getting it done here. But I do also think that the smart bet is Raoni Barcelos. You know what? I'm just going to go all in on the dogs tonight, and we're going to actually go Christian Quinonez to get this one done too. The younger guy also has experience, and I think if Raoni Barcelos loses a step, he loses to Christian Quinonez. If he doesn't, he beats him, right? If he still looks like he did against Kyler Phillips last time he came out, he probably wins. But I'm going to go Quinonez, and I'm going to say this is probably the beginning of the end for Barcelos. On to the main card. Let's go. Nice and quick, like we like it. I haven't, my coffee is still steaming hot. I haven't even really been able to take a sip. Okay, so on to the main card. Manuel Torres versus Chris Duncan. This is a great fight. Ow, that's hot. What I can say about Chris Duncan is that he gets hurt in every fight, and he is just a ticking time bomb to get finished, I think. He's been wobbled in pretty much every fight that I can remember watching of him. Starting with the Charlie Kirk fight. Charlie Kirk? No. Charlie Kirk is that random political commentator, isn't he? What's that guy's name? Charlie Campbell. That's his name. Yeah, Charlie Campbell rocked him bad and basically just rushed in for the finish and got flatlined in like a last desperation, last-ditch effort from Duncan. He just starts flailing his power hooks, and just one absolutely starches Campbell, and he puts him out cold with some nasty follow-up shots. So Duncan's dangerous. I like Duncan. It seems like a nice guy. But, I mean, Manuel Torres is dangerous. And if you're getting hurt by guys that are not on Manuel Torres' level of striking, he's probably going to catch you. So I think Manuel Torres in the first round, he's gonna put this guy down, and it's going to be one of those ones where he doesn't recover from, because Manuel Torres is really good, accurate with his follow-up shots, and I think a real dangerous guy. Again, at home in Mexico, definitely going to go with the Mexican Manuel Torres. I really like this one. I think when the lines opened up, they're really close, and now they've swelled a little bit to the Torres side, as they should. On to the next one. Yasmin Jauregui versus Sam Hughes. So Sam Hughes, I don't think is good at all. I think Yasmin Jauregui is going to destroy her. Anyway, Raul Rosas versus Tercios. So this is a weird one. I think that Tercios is a bit of an underperformer. When he goes out there, sometimes he gets a little nervous and in his own head. I think he's kind of a little bit of a different guy. Nothing against him. He seems like a nice person for sure. But I don't think that he can survive the first against Raul. Raul is explosive. He's getting better by the minute. He came to the UFC really, really young. That loss to Christian Rodriguez, was the best thing that ever happened to him, because he didn't take too much damage, and C-Rod just kind of taught him a lesson. He could have finished him in that fight brutally. I think he honestly held up on him in the fight. Like, one of the only times I've seen someone hold up, he knew he was really young and had like a good career ahead of him. I swear he held up and just took the decision. He knew he missed weight too, and I think he showed mercy on him. It was an interesting moment. If you go back and watch that fight, there's moments where he could have destroyed him, and he just decided not to like land heavy elbows and stuff. But he beat him up enough to teach him a lesson. So I think Rosas has learned from that. He's coming back, and last time against Terrence Mitchell. The guy where he starched up. Insert the clip.
I mean, both guys are like...
Anyway, so I think Raul's going to finish him in the first, and I think that's his path to victory, and Tercios' path to victory is probably a volume, grind it, kind of, not boring, but pressure decision. So if it gets past the first, Ricky's live, and I say if it gets past the first, you might even want to think about sprinkling a live bet on Ricky. But Raul in the first is going to be a dangerous weapon to deal with. And Tercios, I don't know if he has the athleticism, the size, and the strength, and the I don't know. Like, sometimes, I don't know, you see these fights sometimes, and the guys just get out muscled, and it's like, it's not technique, it's not it's just like not brute force, but like, it's like a mix of your durability as a human and how hard you hit and how well you take hits. Like, some people are just more durable in a MMA fight. That's just all there is to it. And I think Raul is durable, and Ricky just doesn't give me that durable vibe. I don't know. I just think he's going to lose. I think he's going to I think it's going to be ugly, to be honest. Okay, probably first round sub or TKO. Because Raul's got power in the hands. Look at that last knockout against Terrence Crawford. Okay, on to Zellhuber and Prado. Okay, so I know people are really high on Zellhuber here, but I was hearing a lot of people talk about Francisco Prado this week. I don't know Francisco Prado. I'll be completely honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a fan, but I don't know all these guys. Okay, so this guy's 12-1 from Argentina. He beat Ottoman Azaitar. Oh, that's a really good win. He knocked him out. That's right. Oh, I do know this guy, of course, Prado. He lost to Jamie Malarkey though, which is also not a good look. So it's like, up and down in the UFC here since he's been here, only 2 fights. And the person that he's fighting here is Daniel Zellhuber, who is also looking pretty good. I think he's got the height and reach advantage. He's also Mexican, right? So these Mexican guys, dude, you don't want to bet against Mexicans. That's like my number one rule. Like, you bet against Canadians. I'm Canadian, I'm allowed to say that. And you bet for Mexicans because they're nails. They're absolute nails. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Daniel Zellhuber, he lost to Trey Ogden, but dude, Trey Ogden's been looking really good. That was his first career loss, actually. Came back, beat Lando Venata. Not the best fighter, cool style, a bit tricky to deal with, but you can beat him if you're a good martial artist. And Christos Yagos, who's tough but loses. Does that make sense? It's a lose against the top guys. I honestly, I'm not saying anything bad against Christos Yagos. He's a good fighter. I think he's from Greece. Okay, so I mean, this kid's tough to bet against. He is finishing fights. He's 14-1. He's only 24 years old, and let's be quite honest. I think he's probably going to get the win. Um, let's see. Hold on. We're gonna take a look at their records really quick and see how they're winning fights. So he got an anaconda choke in the second round against Yagos. He beat Venata by decision, which happens a lot. He's a pretty like outside fighter. Lost decision to Ogden. That happens. Lucas Almeida, he beats by decision on Contender Series. I feel like I remember that fight. I do remember that fight. I don't know, man. It's not like. And before that, he's messing people up. All right. That guy's messing people up for sure. I think we're gonna have to go Zellhuber on this one. We can't go the entire card of dogs, unfortunately, but we're still on a lot of dogs this week. All right, on to the co-main event. This is perfect. A lot of people are saying Brian Ortega is gonna win. I think Brian Ortega is gonna get smoked by Yair Rodriguez. I don't know. I think so, right? This is one of those ones where I look at like a lot of these top level matchups, right? These guys are both good. You can see how they have ways of winning. Brian Ortega almost submitted Volk in his prime twice. Can he get Yair Rodriguez? Probably. That being said, Yair Rodriguez, could he snipe Brian Ortega and put him down? Maybe. Brian Ortega, ridiculously tough, but has taken insane damage in his career. What else can we factor in here? What are their ages? Yair's 31, Ortega's 33. Basically the same. It looks like Yair's going to have a bit of a height advantage, which is huge, and reach advantage. So, I mean, this is really going to be one of those fights where if Yair can keep it standing, he should be able to touch Brian Ortega up. Yair's striking is stupid crisp. It's pretty powerful, and I think he brings a lot to have to deal with on the feet. So even if you're trying to shoot takedowns or like work your way into distance, it's tough against a guy like Yair because he'll hit you with some unorthodox, powerful, accurate, hard strike. And I see Yair just winning this fight for sure. Like for me, like if I'm making this pick, Yair's the clear favorite for a reason. Brian Ortega, a lot of people are talking about him, but you're not getting my pick. Sorry, Ortega, you haven't fought in a while, and your last time was an injury, and before that, it's just like inactivity kills these fighters when they enter their mid-30s, and he's getting there at 33. Okay, main event. Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval. Okay, so Royval's a weird fighter. He's very long and rangy, and the way he knocked out Nicolau, I was like, dude, like that was interesting. Like, it didn't even look like he had the angle at it, and he just slipped that knee up and just, dude, Nicolau had no idea that was coming. It completely surprised him, and that's what I worry about Moreno because he's hittable and he's a smaller guy, like shorter. So he might be at a range disadvantage here. That being said, Moreno is so good. He wrestles so well, and he'll have his way with him on the ground for sure. But I do almost worry about the size of Moreno. I know they're 125, so they're not big. And Royval is very, like, I don't want to say frail for the weight class, but he's, like, taller and kind of skinnier for the weight class, where Moreno's kind of shorter and a little bit thicker. I don't know how this fight's going to go. I think it's either going to be Royval putting some really heavy shots on him and changing the course of the fight early, or I think Brandon Moreno is going to be one-way traffic. But I do see times where Moreno will get hit by Royval. He just has to avoid the kill shots, and I think he will, and I'm going to have to go with Moreno. But I saw a lot of people talking about Brandon Royval, and it makes me scared about that pick. Just like Ilya last week, exactly the same reason, and for that reason I ended up switching my pick last week. But this week I'm going to hold strong, and we're going to go Moreno. I have faith in him, and I think he's still well in his prime. He just turned 30 years old. Royval's in his prime too, but I think Moreno in his prime is a tough fighter to beat, and he's going to challenge for the belt again upcoming in the next little bit. So that's what I think is going to happen. Enjoy the card. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you next time, hopefully from California.